So Niall here with a new video type, Valhalla Goes to War. And I'm going to start with Town Hall 10 strategies that utilize Valkyrie. I'm going to start with Go Weeva, a solid strategy for when you're up against a Town Hall 10 base with a split between single and multi-target Inferno. The very first step with a Go Weeva attack is to lure the clan castle. The We in Go Weeva stands for witches, and witches are just extremely effective at eliminating clan castle troops when drawn away from the base. So even though Valkyrie are good at dealing with them inside the base, it's actually better to pull them out because otherwise the skeletons get drawn into the base and become a big target for splash. You still want to try to bunch up the enemy clan castle troops, because if they have a witch or a troop like that, they can still delay and it'll take you a while to eliminate them. And if like the skeletons lock onto your wizards or witches while they're respawning skeletons, that could cause problems. And after you eliminate the clan castle troops, you deploy your golems in a spread, and then you eliminate the buildings on the outside of the base. You want to make sure you lead with the golems going in first so that they suck up all the point damage. At Town Hall 10, Valkyrie really don't tank super well. And watch Scorpio here carefully eliminate that cannon first and then deploy the Valkyrie, which was critical because that will make the Valkyrie follow the air defense and the cannon towards the Expo, which is where he's going to plant his jump spell. And witches aren't very good at dealing with the core, and that's where Valkyrie and witches make a good combination. The Valkyrie do a good job eliminating the tight cluster of buildings in the core, and even though they're weak against the spread out more space compartments on the outside, combining the two unit types takes advantage of both their strengths, similar to why Valkyrie and Hog Riders work really well together. And if you watch Scorpio use his spells there, he was very patient and timed them well so that he could take maximum effect of them. And he easily gets the 50%. Again, if you look at this base type, it was good for Go Weeva because there's a larger spread between the buildings, and breathing room is important for witches to do well. And then I'm going to move right along into Go Weeva Wipe, which is a strategy developed by Unity Sharp from Forum Elite. It's a strategy I use pretty often. It has a large mix of units, hence its long name. I use Allure because I have the witches in the mix, and they're very effective at eliminating the clan castle. There you see a common strategy I'll use a few giants if there's a spot I can lure on the edge of the base, and I'll get a wall breaker in where I want a golem. I still bunch up the clan castle troops here because if they're bunched up, the wizards will do a better job at eliminating them. Because if your skeletons all get destroyed by the enemy wizards, for example, then they'll lock onto your witches or wizards, and then you'll lose your troops. And really the advantages of using the witches is that they do such an efficient job of eliminating these troops, so you don't want that. The next step again is to deploy your golems in a spread, and I have 3 in this composition because of the amount of point damage a high level Town Hall 10 base will have. If you saw there, I deployed my troops to the left and right of where my center attack was, and that's critical. It makes my P.E.K.K.A. and my heroes go where I want. I lead with them, and then I put the Valkyrie behind to deal with the core. And I drop freezes and rages, and I blitz the core. And these troops will do a really good job gutting that out. The only problem with this base type is it's pretty segmented in the center there, so they pretty much get stranded there. If you look, my witch on the side is clearing clutter buildings, which is an advantage of bringing them, and my queen is taking advantage of all the coverage she's getting to get extra buildings, and I get a comfortable 50%. I haven't done a specific video on Go Weeva Wipe though, because it's very similar to Go Wipe except it has some Valkyrie in it. The reason for this is Valkyrie are very good at dealing with skeleton traps, where P.E.K.K.A. are very weak against them, so it helps balance out their strength. My next personal favorite here is Ho-Go Vape, which is a Valkyrie and Hog strategy. Sometimes I go with Ho-Go Weeva, which uses witches instead. Sometimes I lure, sometimes I don't. If it's an easy lure, I generally do it. I lure if I want to attack from the side that the clan castle is, as you see here. If the clan castle was on the opposite side of the town hall, I might not lure it and use it to draw my Valkyrie in. But if that's not the case, it's too risky to leave the clan castle. And I'll draw them out, and I don't have witches, so I'm going to use my golem to distract, and I tried to bunch them up a little bit, and then I'll put my wizards behind to hopefully eliminate them quickly. And then you don't see it very well in my clip here, but I also deploy a golem on the far side of, this is a crab base, so generally the back side is very compact, and there's a larger compartment along the edge of the main compartment that has all the traps. And it's this location that's the best to try to get your Valkyrie in, and up towards the backside where those heroes and the clan castle are. You'll see me deploy my Valkyrie and I make a miscalculation, and they run off towards those gold storages, but they're still going to work their way over to where that dark elixir is, which is where I want them, entering the backside of the base there. And by doing that, I focus on the weakest part of the base. And once my Valkyrie are in there, you'll see me deploy my Hog Riders, and then I lock down the Infernos as the Hog Riders and Valkyrie intersect there, and I drop a Rage. And the essential part of the strategy is this is basically a blitz, and I'm trying to do as much damage in as short a period of time as I can while those Infernos are kept occupied. Another reason this was effective against this base was that most of the splash damage was concentrated on the front side of the base. And you look here, I deal a fairly good percent. I still have buildings that can be cleaned up, which you'll probably need if you use this strategy, because the Valkyrie and the Hog Riders will tend to leave a few buildings behind, and I get a comfortable high percent. And with that, those are my main Town Hall 10 high level strategies that I use in war. So when going to war as a Town Hall 10, these are some strategies that will work very effectively that utilize Valkyrie.